The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire update video. Well, my friends, it looks like there is some more breaking news regarding the Game of Thrones successor shows. For those of you who don't know, I already uploaded one video earlier today. I wasn't expecting there to be any more news, but I was mistaken. This announcement is fairly significant, if I do say so myself. According to Entertainment Weekly, HBO is looking to develop several more Game of Thrones prequels, including Dunk and Egg. Now, before I read any more of this article, I just have to say I was not expecting this either. I think it was well over a year ago, George R.R. Martin released a statement where he said HBO would not make any new shows based on Dunk and Egg or Robert's Rebellion. I believe he did say he wanted to finish writing more Dunk and Egg novellas before they went and adapted it into a television series.
You know, I don't have any plans to do any of those stories, but I never rule anything out. You know, if I get an inspiration or one of those stories suddenly takes hold of my imagination and won't let go, sure, maybe I'll do something like that. One of the things I've been trying to do with the series is to tell the stories of Robert's Rebellion and some of the stories of the history of Westeros in successive revelations and flashbacks and people remembering things. So at the same time the story is moving forward, it's also kind of moving backward, and gaps are being filled in, and you're learning. You hear about this event in the first book, and then you hear a little more about it in the second book, and then in the third book you hear about it from a different person who has a very different version of what happened from the previous versions you've heard, and then there's this hole in it which gets filled in the fourth book. So I hope by the time it's all finished, I will have expanded backwards as well as gone forwards, and many of the gaps will have been filled in, and you'll know more about the whole Robert and Rhaegar and everything like that. But it's not quite the same as telling a story about them, I realize.
He also said he did not think it would make sense for HBO to make a show based on Robert's Rebellion because once all of his books are finished, we will already know everything about that moment in history. With that being said, it seems as if he changed his mind, if everything in the article is accurate. It seems like Entertainment Weekly does have a great relationship with HBO because they're always getting the exclusives, so as of right now, I will go with what it says. Hopefully HBO officially releases more details soon. Let me show you what it says because this is very interesting as well. HBO wants to order more Game of Thrones successor shows. In addition to the upcoming prequel series House of the Dragon, the network is looking to potentially greenlight more shows set in the world of Westeros, sources say. One of which, just reported by Variety, is a project based on Dunk and Egg in early development. The Dunk and Egg stories by author George R.R. Martin follow the adventures of Ser Duncan the Tall and a young Aegon Targaryen V. They are set 90 years before the events in Game of Thrones. Now all of you should already know, I would absolutely love this because it would most likely mean we would get more Bloodraven as well. That's not all. HBO has been meeting with several top writers and throwing out other ideas based on Martin's works. Among the ideas being contemplated is a series based on Robert's Rebellion, which was the war for the Iron Throne that upended Westeros a couple of decades before the events in Game of Thrones. One of the writers is a name familiar to the HBO genre fans, Bruno Heller, who created the acclaimed historical drama Rome, a series that was seen as a bit of a short-lived precursor to Thrones. That said, no writer is yet officially signed on to any of the series in development. There are no sequels or spin-offs from the original series currently under consideration. The idea is for HBO to go big on Thrones for HBO and HBO Max in a way that's not entirely unlike what Disney has done to Star Wars. Disney announced 10 Star Wars shows during its Investor Day conference in December, and the next day the company's stock shot up 14% to an all-time high. While After Thrones ended in 2019, HBO saw its linear adult demo viewership drop as it struggled to fill the dragon-sized hole in its lineup. HBO's parent company, Warner Media, is investing heavily in HBO Max in general. They see the streaming service as its you win or you die effort to future-proof the company's entertainment division. The new move is also similar to HBO's then unprecedented bake-off of making 5 different Thrones prequel projects into development before the series ended. An operation that ultimately resulted in one episode being shot that did not move forward. That was, of course, the series about the Long Night, and another, House of the Dragon, by co-showrunners Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik, being greenlit to series. This new surge in development is arguably more intense, however, as it's not just looking for a single successor, but, ideally, more than one worthy title to join House of the Dragon on the air. Wow. Like I said before, I was not expecting this. Now, like most shows that are in the works, they may never see the light of day. Just because they're working on these does not mean they will get a full series order like House of the Dragon did. Either way, they must have done something to sweeten the deal to get George R.R. Martin to change his mind. Now, most of you should already know, I would absolutely love to see Robert's Rebellion. I think a lot of fans want to see this series get made. I think it might even have the best chance of success, considering it would look and feel so much like the original Game of Thrones. Now, I guess you could also say that is a double-edged sword. There are also a lot of fans who would hate this because it would remind them of Game of Thrones so much. It could end up just being a reminder of what happens at the end of Season 8, since we all know that's where the story's heading anyway. I don't agree with that, however. Just because Game of Thrones ended the way it did does not affect the way I look at future shows. Now that Dan and Dave aren't there, I would like to think things will be done differently, but none of us will know for sure until we see the new episodes. The fact that HBO is getting this aggressive about making more shows set in this universe has me very excited. I've said it before and I will say it again. I will watch any show adapted from this amazing world George R.R. Martin has created. I will be keeping my eyes open from here on out. I want to see if HBO confirms the news, but what I really want to see is if George R.R. Martin confirms the news. He's the one who said they would not make anything based on Dunk and Egg or Robert's Rebellion. For now, I will remain excited. As always, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on any and all information regarding Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, or any other shows HBO wants to make. Like I said in my last video, I will also let you know whenever I find out any new information. Let me know what you think about these new developments down below. Which of these shows do you want to see the most? As always, I want to thank you all for watching the video. I will see you again very soon. Bye.